Welcome to the behind the scenes action for today's live stream. I'm going to be eating Guay Chap on the live stream. So kind of grabbed some from the street and brought it home. Gonna just put it together right now, taste it and give you this behind the scenes close-up look, because of course the footage that we shoot when we shoot live will not be super clear, and I want you guys to be able to see this dish close up. It is a traditional Chinese dish, has some traditional Chinese ingredients. We'll zoom in on all of these so you can see them as I put everything together. It's still warm, so I gotta move pretty quickly so that we can get the live stream going. All right, so these rubber bands can be kind of a pain, but it's supposed to be easy to pull off if you know the right place to pull. So it's got the string here, you don't pull that, you pull this little knot here, and then it's supposed to just pop off. It took me years to figure out this kind of knowledge. I was bursting bags and making messes everywhere. And you want to look for a vendor, if you are getting food to go, you want to have a vendor who will actually separate your noodles, especially this type of noodle, the thick kind of starchy noodle, from the actual food, because what will happen is if you take it to go, eventually the noodles will basically become soggier and soggier. It's not a big deal with this type of noodle because they're soggy in general anyway, but it's significantly less fun to eat after it's been sitting together for such a long time. So yeah, these are thick rolled rice noodles. You guys can see that okay. And coming up on top of that is going to be all of the juice and pork. There's eggs in here. There's also crispy pork, a bunch of spring onion, and all the other spices are actually in this brown part, which is the broth. This is not a very appetizing looking dish when you see it on the street. People don't usually eat it because it looks great. They eat it because it has such a warming taste. It's very familiar for a lot of Thais, especially those that grew up eating Chinese food. To me it looks like sewer water, kind of. It's not great. Like I said, not the most beautiful dish, a dish that if you come here, you should definitely try and definitely give a chance. It's a great hangover meal because it's so filling. Like I said, you got that pork in here. You see the nice layering of that pork. Very crispy edge on that. That's the crispy pork cut right off of the giant chunk that you usually see on display at the front of the street food stall. And you've also got these eggs in here. So it is a very filling dish, a very rich dish. The broth is actually a broth, one of the 5 spice broths, Chinese broths. So yeah, Guay Chap, I think you would have a similar name to this dish if you were in another country, or Malaysia or somewhere where they also have a rich kind of Chinese heritage. So it's salty, it's rich, it's definitely got plenty of a umami, meaty flavor. It's usually served piping hot, and it's a great late night meal, so obviously I'm a big fan. So this is just to say, this is both to give you a little behind the scenes on the live stream, and also to say, like, hey, even if it doesn't look super hot or super sexy when you see it on the street, don't be afraid of the murky brown waters. Go ahead and dive in. Go ahead and taste these noodles. Yeah, quite often these noodles have to be homemade. You can't just buy these in the store. So yeah, so good Guay Chap vendors are pretty beloved by Bangkokians. This is a very typical Bangkok meal. You can add you want to add more fish sauce, you can add more sugar if you want it sweeter, all of their typical condiments. This is to make it a little more sour and spicy. But these are like a Chinese dumpling. They look a little bit different from the dumplings that you would have if you were at a typical noodle restaurant. One thing with Guay Chap, people know it like it's very common food, very a working man's meal. So I just wanted to show you nice and up close here. Normally you would have the offal or what's more commonly known as the intestines and other parts, some heart meat, some liver meat. You'll have congealed blood. That's normally quite common in Gui Jap. So I don't normally order it in mine. It's kind of like depends on my mood, but you should know that it's there. So if you don't want to order it, you can order it separately, or if you want extra or whatever, you're welcome to that too. But it's also just something that when I think about Gui Jap, I think about this particular type of meat, and I wanted to make sure if I talk about this that I don't neglect to talk about all the little squiggly, smelly bits. Appreciate you watching. I'm going to be eating this in the live stream. Thank you for watching there too, and happy eating, happy travels. Bye-bye. Special shout out to all my YouTube commenters. If you comment regularly, I really appreciate you. That means Colleen, Tosh, Janice, John, Miss Lanzones, all of you guys who basically keep me going with the positivity, keep your comments coming. This is extra bonus footage for you.